Hello friends, I Agrawal AS, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, Sandipani Technical Campus, Latur. And topic is analysis of the pin-jointed indeterminate frame subjected to lack of fit by Castiglione theorem or a principle of minimum energy. Learning outcomes: student will be able to understand the concept of lack of fit, and also student will be able to analyze the indeterminate pin-jointed frame subjected to lack of fit. And cross-section area of member AB, BC, CD and DA is 1250 mm square, and member AC and BD is 625 mm square. The member BC is found to be 2.5 mm too short before fitting in the place. Find the forces in the member of the truss, and the modulus of elasticity of the material is 200 kN per mm square. So here the joint A is a hinge joint and joint D is a roller support. Now first step is the calculation of the DSI, degree of static indeterminacy. So DS, total static indeterminacy, is equal to internal static indeterminacy plus the external static indeterminacy. So DSE is a external static indeterminacy is equal to R minus 3. R is the number of the reactions. So RA, RD, HA, these are the reactions. So R is equal to 3. So DSE is equal to 3 minus 3. So DSE is the 0. Then the DSI, internal static indeterminacy, is equal to M minus in bracket 2J minus 3. So M is the number of member is 6 and J is the number of joint is a 4. So DSI is equal to 6 minus in bracket 2 into 4 minus 3. So DSI is equal to 1. So here total DS is equal to 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So here we can conclude that this frame is internally indeterminate structure. So now take a pause and question arise in the mind: what are the different steps to analyze the frame? So the steps of analysis: first is remove the redundant, then second is calculation of the reactions, then the K analysis, then this table. The first column is member, then area, then length of member, then the P, a force developed due to the external loads, K is a force developed due to the unit load, then PKL by AE, then K square L by AE, and the last here is a summation of PKL by AE and summation of K square L by AE. So here X is a unknown force that we have treated as a redundant. So that value is equal to minus summation PKL by AE plus K into the delta L divided by the K square L by AE. Here PKL is a deflection caused by the external loads, and here K into DL is a deflection caused by the lack of fit. So here in our case here there is no external load, that is why here PKL is the 0. Then here delta L is the amount of short or long length of the member, and take delta L as positive when member is short and take delta L as negative when member is long. So now here in our case PKL by E is 0, that is why this equation modify as X is equal to minus sigma K into DL divided by the summation K square L by AE. So once we got the value of the X, that is the value of the redundant member, then forces in the members are like S1, S2, S3 and S4 and so on. So here P1 is a force developed in the member due to the external load, and K1 is the force developed in the member due to the unit load. So now the step is removal of the redundant. So here frame is internally indeterminate, so we have to remove the one member from the frame. So treat AC, this AC member, as a redundant, and remove the member AC and release the structure. So we are removing the member from this structure and apply pair of need force at the redundant. So we are applying the pair of force in place of the redundant. So now next step is the K analysis, because here there is no external load, that is why here there is no P analysis. So we directly switch to the K analysis. That is the force developed in the member due to the unit force. So now here a calculation of the reactions. When the generally pair of forces are acting, in that case always the reactions are the zero, but still we are confirming the reactions are zero or the not. So we are taking sigma ma is equal to 0, clockwise positive and anti-clockwise negative. So here at sigma ma here, so here is 1 sine 53.13 into the distance is 0.9 is a clockwise. This force rotate in the clockwise way, is a plus, and next force is a 1 cos 53.13 is a horizontal, and perpendicular distance is a 1.2, so that rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, that is why is a minus. Now this resolution of the forces are passing through the same point A, that is why these are the 0. So here, and then RD into 0.9, this again rotated in the anti-clockwise direction. So if you solve this equation, this RD is equal to the 0. Then we apply here the sigma Fy condition. Vertically upward is the plus and vertically downward is the minus. So here RA is vertically upward, RD is vertically upward. Then here this 1 sine 53.13 is vertically upward, that is why is a plus, and 1 sine 53.13 is vertically downward, that is why is a minus, is equal to 0. So here this gets cancel out, minus plus, and RD equal to 0, that is why we can say that RA is equal to the 0. Then we apply here sigma Fx condition, towards right plus and towards left is minus. So here we can say that HA is equal to 0, because here this horizontal force is toward the right and this horizontal force toward the left and having the same magnitude, that is why here we can say that HA is equal to the 0. Then we are finding the member forces one by one considering the joint. So here this is the resolution of this unit force. Vertically 1 sine 53.13 and horizontally 1 cos 53.13 at joint A, and also at joint C. Here horizontal force is 1 cos 53.13 and vertical is the downward force 1 sine 53.13. So here we are finding first the member force KAB and assuming the direction of KAB is the downward. So here we are applying the sigma Fy condition. So upward positive and downward the negative. So here this 1 sine 53.13 is the upward force and this KAB having the downward direction, that is why is minus. So we got here KAB is equal to 1 sine 53.13. So KAB is equal to the 0.8. Then next the force is the KAD here, and assume the direction of KAD is the towards the left. So now here apply the sigma Fy condition. Towards right is a plus and towards left is a minus. So this 1 cos 53.13 is towards the right, that is why is a plus, and KAD is toward the left, that is why this is a minus. So from this we got KAD is equal to 1 cos 53.13. So KAD is equal to the 0.6. Then we consider the joint B here. So member force is the KBD. So assume the direction is the away from the joint. Now this member is inclined. So resolution of these forces are vertically downward is KBD sine 53.13 and horizontally towards right is KBD cos 53.13. So sigma Fy is equal to 0, summation the vertically upward is plus and downward is the minus. So here KB is a vertically upward, so that is why is a plus, and this KBD sine 53.13 is downward is minus. So KB is equal to 0.8. So here we got KBD is equal to the 1. Then next force is the KBC here, and direction of KBC is toward the left. We are assuming the direction is toward the left or toward the joint, towards the joint. So now apply sigma fx condition. So here as per sign convention, towards right plus and towards left minus. So we can say that here the KBD, this horizontal component, is towards the right, that is why it's a plus, and KBC is towards the left, that is why it's a minus. So KBC is equal to KBD cos 53.13, and we know the KBD is equal to the 1. So put here KBD is equal to 1 cos 53.13. So we got here KBC is equal to the 0.6. And next we consider the joint C is here, and resolution of the forces of unit force is horizontally towards left is 1 cos 53.13 and vertically downward is 1 sin 53.13. Now here we are considering the force KCD and assume direction is the towards the joint. Now this member is a vertical, so we are considering sigma Fy is equal to the 0, but upward positive and downward negative. So KCD is a vertically upward, so that is why is a plus, and 1 sin 53.13 is downward, that is why is a minus. So we can say that KCD is equal to 1 sin 53.13 and KCD is equal to 0.8. In this way we got all the forces. So these are the direction of the member forces and this is the magnitude of the forces. The next is our table. Now this is table is very important. Now first column is a member, then second column is the area of each member, then third column is the length of the member, each member, then fourth column is a force developed due to the external load. Here there is no external load, that is why these all the values are the 0. Then next is the K, that is a force developed in the member due to the unit load. So these are the 0.8, 0.8, 0.6, 0.6, minus 1, minus 1. Here we are considering compression as positive and tension as the negative. Then next is the sigma is PKL by AE. So here P is equal to 0, that is why all the values are the 0 and sigma PKL by AE is the 0. Now next is the here the change in length, that is too short or too long, here delta L or DL we can say that. So here member AB 0, member CD 0, member AD 0, member BC is 2.50 here because this member is a short by 2.5 mm and we are considering sign convention as if this member is a short, take as a positive, if member is a long, take as a negative, then member AC is 0, then member BD is a 0. Now next column is a K into the DL. So 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 0, 0. Then here 2.5 into the this 0.6, that becomes a 1.5. And previous one is here what? This delta L is 0. That is why this multiply, if you multiply 0.8, that becomes 0. If you multiply 0.8 by 0, multiply 0. If you multiply 0.6, 0, that becomes a 0. And at here is 0.6 into the 2.5, so that gives the 1.5. Then again next is this is 0 value, that is why this K DL is the 0. So summation of KDL is equal to the 1.5. The next column is the K square L by AE. So here K square is a 0.8 and length of member is a 1200 divided by the area 1250 and the divided by the E, because we are taking E as a common because having the same modulus of elasticity. So in this way we got here the value 0.6144 divided by the AE, and same the column is to be developed. And at the last is summation K square L by AE is equal to 6.547 divided by the E. The next step is the our calculations. So previously we have seen the slide that x is equal to minus sigma PKL plus the K into the DL, that we know here the PKL by AE is a 0, that is why remaining is the x is equal to minus summation K DL by the summation K square L by the AE. So here x is equal to this minus is minus here and summation is the 1.5, so divide by 6.5472 divided by this AE, and here we are taking x is equal to minus 1.5 into E divided by 6.5472, and here value of E is given 200 kilonewton per mm square. So put here x is equal to 1.5 into 200 divided by the 6.5472. So we got here x is equal to minus 45.87 kilonewton. So by using our equation forces in the member, that S1, S2, S3 and S4 like this, where the P1 is a force due to the external loading and K1 is a force due to the unit load. So here next step is we have prepared one table here, the member A, B, C, D. Then here a load P that we know that is a 0, and the force developed due to the pair of unit load, that is the K, that is a 0.8, 0.8, 0.6, 0.6, minus 1 and the minus 1. And this important column is the S, that is the final forces in the member, that is equal to P plus X into the K. Here K is equal to minus 45.87, and for in our case here P is the 0. So all the columns and P is equal to 0. So only what here, S is equal to X into the K. So X is minus 45.87 into K is 0.8. So that gives the minus 36.69. Next same minus 36.69. Next same minus 27.52 minus 27.52. And here is a, this was minus and this minus become plus, that is why is a plus 45.87 and plus 45.87. So we are considering a minus as a tension, that is why it is a tensile force, and plus as a compressive, these are the compressive forces. Thank you.